Sanders is there for some reason. Would you take him?
You're going to need something for the future. And if you get a chance, absolutely, I'm taking him. I'm going to take Shedeur Sanders if he's there, and with Shedeur, and then Dak and
Genty. You would take Shedeur over Genty.
I have personal things I'm trying to make go down here. Are you serious?
I got you.
Right.
Well, you know Shedeur better than the average person.
And I love Shedeur. And all that noise that people are talking about, when you're talking about, oh, he's this or he's that, I'm like, shut up. He's exactly what you need.
We all didn't expect this, of course, but I feel like with God, anything possible, everything possible. I don't feel like this happened, for no reason. All this is of course, fuel to the fire. And under no circumstance, we all know this shouldn't have happened. But we understand we're on the bigger and better things. Tomorrow's the day. We're going to be happy regardless. Legendary.
What if I told you the most valuable quarterback in the entire NFL right now hasn't thrown a single meaningful pass? Not one. No fourth quarter drives. No 2-minute drills. No game-winning spikes. Just silence, sidelines, and a franchise slowly realizing they might have drafted not just a player, but a walking, talking legacy grenade. And they forgot to pull the pin. Meet Shedeur Sanders. The name alone sends chills through front offices. The talent, even louder. But here's the twist. The team that picked him doesn't seem to want him at all. And the man running the draft board, he's reportedly pacing halls like a caged lion, muttering into headsets, throwing stress balls at whiteboards. All because Jerry Jones just whispered 3 words into a phone. We want Shedeur. This isn't football anymore. It's theater. It's betrayal. It's legacy warfare. And if you think this ends in Cleveland, you haven't been paying attention.
This is the Browns. This is the most hype they've ever had. Like, it's the Browns.
Exactly.
So, he got drafted to the wrong team. That Sanders name, I'm telling you right now, there's only one person that understands business, and he will trade his quarterback for Sanders. Dallas is where Sanders is gonna be.
Wow.
Because that name on the back of that jersey is legacy, and he's gonna want that to ring bells around.
Let's rewind. Draft night. Confetti still falling. Commissioner Roger Goodell barely off stage. And there it was. Andrew Berry, GM of the Browns, standing tall, chest out, announcing the selection of Shedeur Sanders. 5th round? Please, everyone knew that number was a smokescreen. This wasn't a project. This was a proclamation. Berry didn't need owner approval. He didn't need analytics. He saw something no spreadsheet could capture. Charisma, command. That Sanders swagger humming under the surface, he told reporters point blank, he'll outperform where we took him. Bold, confident, almost prophetic. Fast forward 6 months. Where is Shedeur? Not under center, not in film sessions leading the room, not even getting scout team reps with starters. Nope. He's trotting onto fields in garbage time, surrounded by backups already scouting real estate in other cities. You don't develop a QB that way.
Believes in Joe Flacco's experience and Dylan Gabriel's ability to back him up. Andrew Berry still thinks there's a place for Shedeur on this roster, but his chances of seeing regular season action in 2025 are unlikely. You can see on the left there in the picture, and I'll read you the full quote, unless things get really weird. So this is what the actual snippet from the article said. Then I got a question for you. Diana Rossini wrote, for all the football conspiracy theorists out there, they're trying to decode the real reason the Browns drafted Shedeur Sanders. Here's the truth. There is no big secret. The pick wasn't some master plan from ownership. It was GM Andrew Berry's call, rooted in his belief that Cleveland's coaching staff could bring out the best in Sanders and help him grow into an NFL.
You bury him. And Berry? He's suddenly furious. Not at Stefanski, not at ownership, but at Dallas. Why? Because when Jerry Jones starts sniffing around your sideline experiment, it stops being development and starts looking like negligence. And oh, does Jerry Jones know how to turn talent into treasure? He doesn't draft players. He drafts headlines. He drafts billboards. He drafts halftime spectacles that trend before the third quarter even starts. When the Sanders name popped up in his office, you can bet he didn't check QBR stats. He checked jersey pre-orders, TV ad slots, streaming numbers for Hard Knocks the Sanders edition. Rumors are swirling, and we're framing them as exactly that, rumors. That Jones didn't call about Dion for a coaching gig. He called about Shedeur for the roster, for the spotlight, for the dynasty rebrand. Multiple first-rounders allegedly on the table. A future pick shaped like a star. And Barry, sources say he lost it.
We're not gotten really weird.
Yeah, I mean, what does that mean?
I don't know.
Does that mean Flacco and get we already know he's the third quarterback. So what? Nothing weird has to happen. The first two quarterbacks got to get hurt or be terrible.
Yeah, that's.
And then he'll get a chance.
That's what she means, I think.
Yeah. So, but who didn't know that already?
I think we all knew that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know why that's a news story.
Because it makes.
I mean, she's the first person to put it in print where she says he's not playing this year.
But he's going to play this year, I assume, because I don't think these guys are going to make it through the season. Joe Flacco, no way he's going to make it more than 4 or 5 weeks. It seems very unlikely.
Not metaphorically, literally. Chairs kicked, playbooks slammed, interns sprinting for cover. Why? Because Jerry didn't just make an offer. He held up a mirror. And what Barry saw staring back? A GM who drafted lightning, then locked it in a closet. All while America's team revved its engine outside. Here's what Cleveland won't admit out loud. They never planned to play him. Not in 2024. Maybe not ever. Think about it. Joe Flacco? 40 years old, with more retirement plans than touchdown passes left. Dylan Gabriel? A camp arm with less buzz than a library printer. And Shedeur? The guy fans chant for during timeouts. The guy analysts call the most electric rookie since Lamar. Yet Stefanski treats him like a museum piece. Too fragile to touch, too volatile to unleash. Behind closed doors, whispers claim the head coach sees him as a distraction. Too much flash, too much noise, too much Sanders.
Dallas seems to be a place that can check all the boxes for Shedeur realistically instead of Cleveland. So we're going to see. So I think the Dallas Cowboys could be his.
I mean, it's a Cowboys move. It's Jerry Jones. It's exactly what he would want to do. Now, as far as Shedeur Sanders being future quarterback or, future wide, all that stuff, bringing him in, of course you want to see. But I mean, you just signed Dak Prescott to how much money? He got hurt.
$60 million a year.
I know.
So what do? They toss him into meaningless minutes with linemen already negotiating Uber Eats sponsorships. That's not mentorship. That's sabotage with shoulder pads. Fans aren't stupid. They see the pattern. They remember Brady, Manziel, Watson. The Browns don't break QBs by accident. They've turned it into a science. And Shedeur? He's just the latest lab rat, except this one's got a last name that prints money. Which brings us to Dallas. And oh, what a masterclass in chaos they're cooking up. Let's lay out the theory. And yes, it's speculative, wild, borderline cinematic. But hear it out. Step 1, let Dak Prescott walk or trade him. Doesn't matter. His contract's a balloon about to pop. Step 2, fire Mike McCarthy. Blame him for instability. Classic misdirection. Step 3, go all in on the 2025 draft. Trade up, grab the top pick. Take Shedeur Sanders at number 1. Not because he needs it, because Jerry needs the narrative. Step 4, hire Dion.
Dallas Cowboys are trading Dak Prescott to draft Shedeur Sanders. Hey, hear me out. I know y'all been hearing these rumors about Dak Prescott going to the Browns. If it's out like this, it ain't fake. This is what I think is happening. Remember when Jerry Jones made that call to Deion Sanders? It wasn't about the head coaching job. It was about his son. And I think that Jerry Jones is trading Dak Prescott for draft picks and a player so they can move up in the draft and draft Shedeur Sanders. Remember, Shedeur is a big...
Not as a consultant, as head coach. Imagine it. Father and son. Primetime reborn. Netflix deal signed before the ink dries. Sanders and Sons building a dynasty, streaming Sundays after the game. Sounds like fiction? Maybe. But insiders whisper Jerry's already drafting the trailer. And Barry, he's sweating because he knows if Dallas pulls this off, it won't just be a win. It'll be an indictment. Proof positive Cleveland had a gold mine and used it as a footrest. And through it all, Shedeur hasn't screamed, hasn't leaked, hasn't posted cryptic Instagram stories. He smiles, he nods, he says all the right things. I trust the process. I'm learning every day. I'm grateful. But those close to him, they say the frustration is boiling. The confusion is real. How do you work harder than anyone and get rewarded with the least? How do you carry a name that echoes through stadiums and get treated like a practice squad extra? Fans are rallying.
Dion is going to be the third father to son to get drafted in the first round.
I mean, that's a no-brainer, man. Come on, like to say is Shedeur not going to be a first-round talent, a first-round pick? I think he's going to be top 5. He might be number 1 overall taken player in the 2025 draft. That's a bold statement. Go on Clips, go on to mark it up, however you want to say it. D-Jack said it here live on 2510. He might be the first player taken in the 2025 draft. But that's a no-brainer, man. Yeah, he's
so whoa. See, now I think Shedeur is the best quarterback in college football. Hands down.
So that's the number 1 pick, yeah.
But
Travis Hunter.
He should not be the first pick overall.
Who? Shedeur?
Yes.
I mean, do you know who might be?
Don't matter.
Might be the right.
Hashtag Let Shedeur Play isn't just a hashtag, it's a movement. Jerseys selling out, chants echoing in empty preseason stands, memes flooding timelines, and quietly, very quietly, sources suggest his camp has started taking calls. Not from agents, from teams. Specifically, one with a star on the helmet. Again, speculation. But when the silence speaks this loud, you listen. Because Shedeur's playing the long game. He doesn't need to burn bridges. He just needs to stop building them for people who won't cross them. History loves a repeat offender. And the Browns? They've turned QB mismanagement into an Olympic sport. Tim Couch, Brady Quinn, Johnny Football, Deshaun Watson paid $230 million to sit in street clothes. Now Shedeur, same playbook, different decade. Draft the hype, bench the hope. Blame the system, collect the tears. Barry swore this time would be different. Said Shedeur would shatter expectations. Instead, he's shattering silence, and not in a good way.
It's going to happen to the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are going to be a middle of the road team this year. I think it's going to be done on purpose. They're going to fire their coach. They're going to let Dak go. They're going to then draft Shedeur Sanders and hire Deion Sanders as their head coach.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful.
That's a good take right there.
That is hot. Piping hot.
You think that happens?
No.
I can see it.
Every snap he doesn't take is a headline Dallas writes. Every press conference where Stefanski dodges questions is a highlight reel Jerry edits. The exposure is brutal. The optics, worse. Imagine drafting Picasso, then using his canvases to prop up a wobbly coffee table. That's Cleveland, right now. And when Shedeur finally walks, and he will, they won't be able to say they didn't see it coming. They orchestrated it. Note by painful note. So here's where we are. The clock's ticking. Training camp fades. Preseason ends. Real games loom. Flacco's body, one stiff breeze from retirement. Gabriel's ceiling, cloud level at best. And Shedeur, still waiting, still watching, still wondering when development turns into opportunity. But here's the cold truth he's starting to realize. Loyalty only matters if it's returned. Respect only works if it's mutual. And potential? It expires if you leave it on ice too long.
Shedeur Sanders is there for some reason. Would you take him?
You're going to need something for the future. And if you get a chance, absolutely, I'm taking him. I'm going to take Shedeur Sanders if he's there, and with Shedeur and then Dak and
Genty. You would take Shedeur over Genty.
I got personal things I'm trying to make go down here. You know, are you serious?
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Right.
Well, you know Shedeur better than the average person.
And I love Shedeur. I love Shedeur. And all that noise that
He doesn't need to demand a trade. He doesn't need to go nuclear. He just needs to stop being polite. Stop being patient. Stop letting others write his story while he holds the pen. Because Dallas isn't just calling. They're building a throne, polishing a crown, designing a jersey with his name already stitched on. And Cleveland? They're still arguing over whether he deserves a helmet. This isn't about stats, or schemes, or depth charts. It's about legacy, about timing, about a young man standing at the edge of two worlds, one that buried him and one ready to crown him. Barry's panic isn't about losing a player. It's about losing face. Stefanski's silence isn't strategy. It's surrender. And Jerry Jones, he's not just playing chess. He's rewriting the rules with confetti cannons and primetime slots. Shedeur doesn't have to choose Dallas, but he does have to choose himself before the world chooses for him. Before the highlight reels start without him. Before the Sanders name lights up another city, while Cleveland stares at an empty locker, wondering where it all went wrong. Funny thing about legacies, they don't wait. They don't beg. They don't sit quietly on benches hoping for mercy. They rise. They roar. They rewrite history, with or without permission. Shedeur Sanders has done everything right. Worked, waited, smiled through the slights. But football doesn't reward patience. It rewards audacity. And right now, the most audacious move he could make is to stop asking for snaps and start demanding his future. Whether that future wears brown and orange or shines under a silver star. The countdown started. The rumors are raging. The stage is set. And somewhere in Texas, a billionaire is grinning at a whiteboard labeled 2025, the Sanders Takeover. Will Shedeur stay loyal to a team that never chose him? Or will he become the biggest what if in Browns history? Drop your take below, because this story, it's not ending in Cleveland. It's just getting started.